It's Librarypunk. I'm Justin. I'm a Skullcom librarian. My pronouns are he and him.
I'm Sadie. I work IT in a public library. My pronouns are they, them.
I'm Jay. I'm a metadata and discovery librarian, and my pronouns are he, him.
And we have a guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Emily Drabinski. I'm the interim chief librarian and critical pedagogy librarian at the Graduate Center, City University of New York. My pronouns are she, her.
Like, what's the first thing out of your mouth when somebody's like, I'm thinking about unionizing? What's the first thing you would tell them?
Tell me what your problem is. What are you mad about? What are your colleagues mad about? Are they mad about that also? Do you think all of them are? Are you sure? Have you talked to all of them? You should make a list. And I want to have that conversation with every single library worker in the United States. And of course, I can't do that. Like, that's ridiculous. I have a 13-year-old and a bunch of cats, and I'm taking synchronized swimming classes. But I want you to have that conversation with the people in your part of the world, and I want everybody to have that conversation, because it's the only conversation we should be having right now. I swear. Every other one, I'm like, are we done yet? Let's talk about how we're going to get what's ours. I find this distinction that Jane McAlevey makes. Do you know Jane McAlevey's work? She's got a book called No Shortcuts. Go check it out from your local library. Read it. It's like crystal clear analysis of worker power, and it's brilliant. And there are critiques of it, but I think it's totally spot on. Anyway, she makes a distinction between organizing and mobilizing. So organizing is the work that we do to keep ourselves connected and knitted together, right? The conversations that we're always having to sort of keep ourselves going. So for example, my ALA election campaign team meets every Thursday. And those meetings, we talk about what we're going to do in the campaign, but we also talk about what's going on in your library, what's happening in mine, what are the issues that we're talking about. I've been talking to a million people, and every person I talk to is like blowing my mind with what amazing work they're doing and the amazing shit they have to deal with. And so we talk about that. So we're organizing, right? We're learning to trust each other, to agree, to know each other in ways, to feel intimate, to feel connected, because we feel like there's something at stake here. And we're doing it together. So we're really well organized. And that means that we can be mobilized, right? So one of our members was facing a workplace issue, and we were able immediately to be there to listen. And it's still sort of unfolding. So it's unclear how exactly we're going to be sort of deployed, but we're mobilizable the minute she has a plan to sort of go out and make the phone calls that she needs made and to have the conversations that she needs us to have, right? So we're mobilizable because we're organized, right? And so I think this country does a really good job of disorganizing people, atomizing people, so that we don't feel like connected, right? That we don't see the stakes that we have in each other's lives. And so that makes it hard to mobilize, and we don't have a whole lot of practice at doing things that are scary, which is like standing up to power. So you actually can't tell everybody to just strike, right? You've got to build towards that. It's a shit ton of work. You've got to have button campaigns and petition campaigns, and you got to how am I going to convince everybody in this unit to trust each other more than they trust the boss, or trust each other more than they fear the boss? That's the calculation. And it's just so hard. It's so much work. It's the only work worth doing. But if we got to get ready, and be ready, and that's the only way. And it's like Jane says, the title of her book, there are no shortcuts. So we got to do it. And then I hear people like, I'm burned out. I don't want to do that. I already have a full-time job. But it's so sustaining to have close connections to people who share your commitments and are willing to sort of have your back in a fight. It's I don't know, it's better than a bubble bath for sure. Solidarity is sort of where it's at for me, what we need right now. More feelings like that. The right's producing those feelings for each other. We're out there getting wins every day, getting a book off the shelf together. So we need to be producing those kinds of situations for each other and experiences for each other.